Hi, I'm Matt Collins. I'd like to welcome you to Bob Weber Auto Mart on Douglas Avenue here in Racine, across from Douglas Park. We specialize in 1-year-old, low mileage, almost new cars. And if you'd like to stop by and see them, or see them on our website, bobweberautomart.com, we could save you between $5,000 and $10,000 on your next almost new car purchase.
I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks. Hi, welcome to Plum Gold at, Judy, help me with the exact address?
322 Main Street.
322 Main Street in downtown Racine. We're with Judy Olsen, the founder and owner-operator of Plum Gold Limited. Obviously a jewelry shop, I'm sure people can tell already. And today we're going to talk about your business, but we're also going to then get into the subject of fair trade gems and what those are. Okay. Judy, you have, what kind of degree do you have?
I have a BA from UW Parkside.
In
art.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And then, is this right? You came right out of college and opened a jewelry shop?
Yes.
Did you get a loan for that? How does one do that?
I did not get a loan. I started with tools from my father's basement and actually worked on their dining room table for a few months, soldering and putting things together. And then for a year, I did art fairs where I would travel with some other craftspeople around the state. And that was fun, but you know, I felt like a gypsy. Mm-hmm. And the sun was always very hot, and I'd get sunburned, and you know, security and everything. So this building was for rent, and it was $100 a month.
Wow.
To rent it in the way it was.
And that was, what year did you open
That
this?
was 76.
But what I'm curious about is, how do you, especially in this industry, you need to buy precious gems, and you need to buy gold and silver, I'm guessing. So where did you get the money to buy the stuff to make the jewelry with?
Well, I started using gems that were very, very affordable and setting them in sterling silver.
Like what, garnet or something?
Yeah,
or?
well, garnets can be very precious, but cabochons, which are not faceted gems, and sterling silver at the time was very, very affordable. Yeah. And for many years, I put every dollar I made back into the business, and didn't have much for myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
Now, you are a jewelry maker. How many jewelry makers do you have in your store?
We have 3 total.
Uh-huh. And how many days a week is somebody actually making jewelry here?
Every day.
Wow.
Every day. We're always making new designs.
So it's not just a buy and sell store by any means.
No.
And a lot of these are your own designs, correct?
Mm-hmm. Many of them.
Do you work from patterns you have either purchased or designed yourself that you can repeat the next time?
I don't purchase any designs. I do have some pieces that are a series of designs. Each one is a little different color gem, different metal. It could be white gold or yellow gold. And then...
So a series means you can swap different stones in and out? Or not stones, gems in and out?
Yes. Yeah. I can make it again with a different gem that maybe the customer would like. So.
How often do you do just custom work that's never been, a new design never made before? Does that happen much?
I do it often. We have over 230 limited edition molds in the back, but that doesn't include all of the one-of-a-kind pieces that we make. A lot of the pieces are commissioned. You know, someone will come in and they want a certain shape, gem, or color, and those items never go to the case. You know, they're only, they come
The customer picks it up and it was
right.
made just for him or her. Yeah. The the ads on TV right now, where this is mid-November, and they've already started the barrage of, buy jewelry for mom and your wife and all of those things, which sort of imply there's great seasonality to this business. Is that really true?
To some degree, but because we make so much of what we sell, we stay very busy year-round. I would say, with the exception of March, that's pretty slow for everybody, but that gives us an opportunity to, like you mentioned,
Because
to
March
work-
is after Valentine's Day. Valentine's
Yeah.
Day must be one of those
And
peaks in the annual cycle,
yeah,
right?
and everybody's paying their taxes, so.
Oh, right.
But it's good for us because then we have the time to work on new designs for spring, new bridal, just new things that we can spend our time.
Yeah. Now, you and your fellow jewelry makers are gemologists. Is that the right term?
Yes. Becky is a graduate gemologist. Kathy and I are certified graduate gemologists, but we're also members of the American Gem Society.
What does that mean, gemologist? Does that mean you've gone to school for a certain length of time, or you can do a certain thing, or that you make jewelry, or all of the above? Or
It's the gems mainly. It's the study of gems and staying current with new finds. Like the Ethiopian opal is a new find. It's just fascinating because it's ever changing. It's a science of gems.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the sources of some of the gems, and I'm sure they come from more or less around the world, right?
Yes.
I'm curious, what gems come from the United States, if any?
Oh, good question. Montana sapphires are very popular. We sell quite a few of them. I don't know if there's one out here or not.
Pear.
There's a pair. Oh,
Would
here
that
they
be
are.
these right here?
Yeah, these are Montana sapphires.
Oh, yeah. Very sort of a pale blue.
Yeah, they're very pretty. Peridot, this is an Arizona peridot.
Oh, really nice green, kind of a limey green.
Really like it. Freshwater pearls come from the United States.
What parts of the country? Are they near the coast? Or?
I'm not sure. No, they're freshwater. I would have to research that.
Oh.
I think there are a number of farms working in the United States now to farm the pearls.
So, do most pearls are they farmed now, or are there pearl divers still working someplace in the world?
As far as I know, there's no one diving for pearls. It's very, very dangerous. They're very rare. Almost
Danger of depletion of the natural
well,
resources
that
too,
and the
right?
divers. It's not a safe thing to do, but the pearls are natural in that they are farmed. An irritant is placed within the mollusk so that it's a real pearl. It's just farmed. It's like a
Yeah, an intentionally made pearl instead of a found
exactly.
pearl.
And like to compare it to an egg from a free-range chicken as opposed to an egg from a chicken that's on a farm. It's the same thing.
Now, some of the sources of gems around the world are not good sources in that they come from. There was a movie called Blood Diamonds, I believe, or Blood Diamond. You know the one I'm talking about with
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right.
Very, very compelling movie about the inhumane conditions in the diamond mines. But it's not just in Africa. And it's not just the diamond mines, right?
Right.
Another example is Burma or Myanmar.
There's an embargo on rubies, so
And that's because of what?
because of the treatment of, just the way that the miners are treated and the corruption.
Forced labor,
Forced
child
labor,
labor,
exactly.
all those horrible things.
So we get our rubies from Africa, mainly. We do get some of our diamonds from Canada, and any diamond that we do sell is certified with a Kimberley process, which means the miners were treated properly and there has been no violence associated with the diamonds.
So this whole notion of fair trade gems is really trying to bring a new awareness to where these pretty things come from. So when you walk into a store, you aren't necessarily supporting a military dictatorship someplace in the world.
Exactly.
And I know that's something that you've taken an interest in, and I actually wrote about a few years ago.
Yes, you did.
So what are some of the, how do you avoid, not you personally, but how are those who are involved in fair trade gems, how are they trying to avoid sourcing, rubies from Burma or blood diamonds from the worst places in Africa?
Well, there are some large companies that really track the gem from the mine to us so that we know that nobody has been mistreated.
What's a company like that?
Pardon me?
What's a company like that?
Columbia Gem House.
Okay.
They basically started the whole fair trade concept. Also, when they're done mining an area, they replace it, the big holes that they leave. And they also, rebuild anything that they've had to remove, and they build schools. The miners are treated very well and receive fair pay.
I looked back at my story from several years ago, and there's a phrase, mine to market. And Columbia Gem House is a vertically integrated company.
Right.
So it's not somebody doing the mining, selling to a broker, selling to a wholesaler, et cetera, up the line, but they mine to market. It kind of captures the whole thing, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So are you able, I'm sure you're not able to get all of your gems from certified or guaranteed fair trade sources. What percentage are you able to source from where they're fair trade gems?
I would estimate about 20%. That includes the Ethiopian opals, which are fair trade gems also. And this is the newer find, like I mentioned before. So that brings it up. But not all gems. We can't, if we're not there to see how it comes from the earth and how it's processed, we can't
You can't have
guarantee all
100%
of them.
knowledge. Yeah.
We do have quite a few that come with certificates.
Now there's a company,
that's great.
there's a Canadian company that does this with diamonds, right?
Right.
Want to mention the name of that company?
It used to be Polar Bear Diamond. Now it's just called Canadian Diamonds. And they are found in the Northwest Territory.
So they're actually from Canada. Diamonds from
yes,
Canada.
they are, in the Yellowknife River area.
And you're able to carry those?
Yeah, in fact, one of our goldsmiths has a beautiful pair of Canadian diamond studs.
Let me just read a quick list of some of the ones that I listed with that story that are safe sources. Malawi sapphires and rubies, Oregon opal, I assume that means Oregon in the U.S., right?
Yes.
Mexican fire opal, Australian sapphire, and Cortez pearl. Those are the ones where you have the highest level of trust.
Correct.
That they're safely mined and all of those things. What do you have there?
This is a fair trade ruby.
Oh. From where?
It's
Do you know?
from Africa,
Oh.
and it's absolutely beautiful.
So it is, you are able to at least get some of those. And then there was another somewhat lesser level of guarantee that I listed with that story, which is it's called protocols in place. And I didn't make the list of that, but there is another level where you have some assurance that these are probably not from terrible sources, right?
Yes, but like you said, there's different levels. To be fair trade all the way, we have a certificate with it that
Right.
describes everything.
Yeah.
But you can't always follow it step by step.
Right.
So.
Well, that's just something that I hope people will keep in mind as they shop for jewelry now or in the future. Something for them to ask about, something certainly that they can find here at Plum Gold. I'm going to wrap up and thank you for being my guest today. Before we wrap, though, I'm just curious, what is it like to work in a place, to work around just beautiful things every single day? Not too many people get to do that.
I love it. My heart still goes fast when I see certain gems. This one I had to have. This is a tourmaline.
Oh, yeah. That's from Brazil or something? Yeah.
So I made it for myself because it's a blue-green tourmaline or green-blue. Yeah, I still enjoy it after all these years, 37 years.
As far as I can tell from your employees, everybody seems kind of happy and really excited about what they do, too.
we're very fortunate. And Kathy, our manager, really is the face of Plum Gold. She's been with us for 35 years.
Wow.
So,
Wow, that's some loyalty.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Judy Olsen of Plum Gold, thanks a lot for being on Money Talks. Thanks to Greg Shaver, our producer. Please watch us again.
Thank you.
I'm Michael Burke, and this is Money Talks.